Okay, stay with me. Ambassador Jaishankar has just put out this statement. Let me read it in full. India and Pakistan have today worked out an understanding on stoppage of firing and military action. India has consistently maintained a firm and uncompromising stance against terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. It will continue to do so. So that's on the record, and one would assume that the modalities of this we'll find out in a couple of days. But what we are expecting now to figure out is what were the war aims, and I was just on that thought, and let me pick up that conversation. Ambassador Goyal, if the premise was avenging Pulwama and that's it, it can be reasonably well argued that the initial strike did that. Subsequently, we were responding to Pakistani provocations and escalation.
Rishabh, but my response is, and that is what I wanted to say, that our premise was not retaliation or avenging what happened in Pahalgam. That was part of it. But our objective was that Pakistan had perpetrated the terrorist attack, and those actions from Pakistan must end. Now, what I'm saying here is that yes, there could be a temporary end to the ceasefire, to the military hostilities and action. But what is going to happen to Pakistan position on international terrorism? Are they going to continue to allow those camps in Pakistan? Will they continue to allow the training? What will happen to the chap Hafiz Saeed? What is going to happen to Maulana Masood Azhar? Will they continue to rule Pakistan? So I think we need to know what action Pakistan is going to take on these terrorist elements, because that is where the ultimate security of India and peace and stability in the region lies.
Okay. So, what you're saying makes perfect sense, that at the end of the day, have you disrupted Pakistan's terror machinery to an extent where they are now unable to conduct any activity to target India? That's a reasonable question, but I can also argue that you can take a further step back and say that, look, you have taken a major paradigm policy shift. You have put out that any further acts of terror will automatically be considered an act of war. You have also not said that if you have to take out further strikes against terrorists, you no longer reserve the right to do so. So, I know there's a nuance to this, and what we wanted as a country when push got to shove, that let's finish it only once we've beaten the bejeebers out of them, and I can understand where that sentiment comes from, but let's take it on the assumption that we will be told what was the success, and for me it hinges